Episode 3957, Dig a Little Deeper.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous week. Are you still in the frozen tundra? I am. In fact, I really need to put a real picture of me digging out. It took me over an hour and a half, but we'll leave that for another episode. You know why? We got to dig a little deeper. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, I want to pause here for a moment and just say mahalo. Thank you. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Aloha. This is me sending my love to you. We are officially over 4,000 episodes. Yes. Now I know you look at the number and you're like, that's not what the number says. I get it. But back in the day, if you remember me saying we numbered them, actually, I numbered them differently. And I actually had letters. When we did fitness, I think it was like FIT. And then when we did kitchen stuff, I did like KIT. Anyway, I just had different ways of doing it. And then shortly thereafter, I was like, this is ridiculous. Why don't I just keep it all in sequential order? People will know by the order they come out, by the number that's there. And so I changed that. So technically, we're over 4,000 episodes, and it's all because of you. We are family, and thank you so much for choosing to do life with me. Seriously, I don't take it for granted. And I know I hear from you all, and thank you. I love that. Connect at createyournow.com. Come and send me a note, whatever it is. We've got some big things happening this year, and I'm working on releasing the new website. I'm trying to fit in all the things family with this, and we're in the middle of selling our home and all of that. So there's just a lot of moving parts. And then you got the frozen tundra, where hence this whole episode, Dig a Little Deeper, is titled after, because it took me 4 hours to dig this little trail so I could just walk through this whole big, like 3.5 foot drift that's nothing but solid ice. And you're thinking, that doesn't sound like a big deal. It is when it's solid ice. It is when you have to use like an actual real shovel, not a snow shovel, because it will not penetrate this. Between the snow and the sleet and the freezing rain and the cold, frigid weathers, we're still not getting above freezing. It's ridiculous. But you see, it all makes it better when we do life together. And I think that's where I hope that you realize that that's where my heart is for you. You are family, and I love doing life with you. And I hope that we can be there for each other more, and we hang out more, and we're going to just have some good times yet to come. But I had to pause for just a moment and just tell you thank you. From the bottom of my heart, from my family to yours, I love you sincerely. And I appreciate you subscribing and sharing and sending me notes and just letting me do life with you, truly. All right, so enough of the ushy-gushy stuff, which, you know, you got to have that once in a while. Okay, deep breath here, because life doesn't wait for you to be ready, does it? It doesn't. I'm in the frozen tundra. I'm telling you right now, if I had my choice, I would turn on the sun to ultimate power and say, melt this thing in 2 hours. But I don't have that kind of power. And sometimes I think we sit around thinking, come on, life, do what I need you to do. What happens is life hits hard, fast, and often without warning. When the storms roll in, and they did, they can scar your days and steal the peace from your nights. You wonder why you're tossing and turning. It's raw. It's real. And frankly, it's not fun. Life has never been easy for anyone who's ever done more than just exist. If you want to stand tall, if you want to break past the pain and live your purpose, God's divine purpose for your life, you have to dig a little deeper. And that means rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands and heart a little dirty, right? You got to get in the nitty-gritty of life, diving headfirst into the mess that life throws your way. It's not fun. Let me tell you, I've got 2 blood blisters right now on my hands, not because I wanted them. It's because I got to get out of this frozen tundra. I got work to do. I've already been hunkered down for 4 or 5 days. It's ridiculous, right? And so sometimes we have to go a little bit further. We got to dig a little deeper. Because if not, we can't be just sitting around avoiding the struggle or sitting on the sidelines waiting for clearer skies. I know it's going to be nice when the sun does shine and all the snow melts. But what happens on the in-between times? It's about anchoring yourself right inside the storm, understanding its force and figuring out how to move despite it. It was interesting as I was watching the storm come in. Understand, I was at a conference, so I was traveling from deep South Florida all the way up into the South, and I still had to make it. So I was gone for a period of 2 weeks, and I had to make it ahead of the storm. So I was really watching all the different models, the European models, all of them. And I was like, okay, Lord, when is this going to hit? Because I don't want to be on the road when it hits. I need to be at home before it hits. And so I'm driving, I'm going to get there. I know I am. And then all of a sudden it begins to shift and you can feel the colder weather and the temperatures drop. You know, you're talking about 10 to 15 degree drop within an hour. You're like, oh, burr cold. Yeah, it's here. It's coming. And then it doesn't come 3, 4, 5, 6 hours later than planned. And you're like, isn't it going to come? And then all of a sudden it does. Well, during all of this process, they couldn't just have anything out there over the Pacific, right? They don't have weather balloons out there. So what they do for hurricanes, how they fly into the eye, well, they were doing that in the Pacific Ocean, trying to get readings into this because it was going to cover over 40 states, like 2,300 miles the last I heard. And I don't know what the final results were, but still, you think about our lives, right? You think about having to go into the eye of the storm to see what's going on. Sometimes you got to anchor yourself right inside of it and say, you know what? It's going to be okay. I'm going to get through it. When you hit a wall, and you're going to, don't just stand there and stare it down like a dead end. Walls are part of the landscape. They're not your prison. Find a way around it, climb it, smash through it if you have to. Get some blood blisters. I mean, I did. But do it on your own terms, right? In a way that honors who you are and who you are becoming. Dig a little deeper because it isn't about stubbornness for stubbornness' sake. It's about resilience with purpose, being intentional. You don't settle because you think this is good enough. I'm just going to be here. No. You chase after more, not more money though, not more stuff, but more meaning, more impact, and more depth in your everyday life. When you cultivate that more, everything else begins to fall into place. Create your now. God's got something in store for you, but you've got to be willing to walk every day His way, not your way. And sometimes that means you have to be in the middle of the storm. But let me tell you, when that storm shifts, you're going to come out on the other side better than when you were in the storm. I promise you. It may not be the landscape that you thought. Oxford, Mississippi, Nashville, Tennessee, they were hit. They got more freezing rain than we did. The landscape's going to look different. I know when we lived in Kentucky, we had the ice storm of 2009. It was horrific. We had just moved in and we lost power. It took us 4 days with my husband and I and the 2 truck drivers of both semis to unload all of our belongings. We met our neighbors in the dark. It was craziness. I've lived that life. We were without electricity for 2 weeks. They were borrowing our phones because for some reason our phones worked, but theirs didn't. It was crazy, the stories I could tell. So yes, I was very grateful when this storm came in, that it didn't look like the ice storm that we had experienced in 2009 in Kentucky. But I'm still digging out. And sometimes it's not always the literal, as in you have to dig out of the snowstorm. Sometimes you just have to dig out because there's pain. There's hurts and heartaches. There's medical diagnosis that you don't want to face. There's all of a sudden phone calls that you're like, why? But somehow you get to the other side. So the next time life threatens to crush your spirit, I want you to remember this. You have a well inside you filled with untapped strength, grit, and tenacity. Dig in and unearth it. Let God be with you as you move through it. Push past the pain, because when you do, you'll find the purpose. The doubt, push past it. And yeah, even push past the fatigue. You're going to get tired. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to hurt a little, but you can get through it. The edge of your discomfort is where growth lives. So my friend, don't quit. Don't settle. Dig a little deeper and watch how far you'll go. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day, and stay warm out there. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.